So you just invested in one of the brand new iPhone 13 models and you're looking to beef it up a bit with some awesome accessories. Well, you've come to the right place. Let's ramble.
Hold up, things go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it wants.
Hey, what's up guys? It's great to see you all again. And if you're new here, I'm Patrick and this is where I ramble about tech and other stuff. So the iPhone 13 came out not too long ago, and since you're watching this video, there's a pretty good chance you picked it up. And if you're anything like me, the next thing you'll do is try to look for some cool accessories that make the user experience even better. Personally, I landed on the iPhone 13 Pro, but all the iPhones have pretty amazing cameras this year, so we'll definitely be looking at a couple of accessories in the camera department, but of course we'll also cover some must-have essentials, and we'll finish with some unusual accessories that you might not expect in a video like this. But hey, we're trying to keep things interesting for you. Oh, and of course there will be links to everything in the description in case you're interested. Some of these products will have some solid Black Friday deals, so definitely worth having a look. So let's start with some of the essentials. For me, the two most important things on a phone are the camera and the battery. When you're out all day, you need to be sure that your battery's not gonna die on you. Now, the battery on this Pro model is pretty amazing, but if I use it a lot to film, the battery will still die on me at some point during the day. So that's why I recommend getting a MagSafe battery pack. Sure, you can use any old battery bank, but I like to travel as light as I can, and these little packs are perfect for that. Of course, there's the Apple one, which is fine, but I would recommend this one by Anker. It's a little smaller, but a little thicker than the Apple one. It attaches the same way, and the magnets are very strong too. But this one has a couple of advantages over the Apple one. The first one being USB-C. I hate the lightning cable with a passion, and this allows me to charge my iPhone using USB-C. But that's not all. It has an external battery indicator, so I know when I need to charge it. The Apple one does not, so the only way to find out how much juice is left on the Apple charger is by attaching it to the iPhone. The Anker one has a larger battery capacity, and definitely my favorite feature, you can charge whatever you want with this battery by simply attaching a USB-C cable to it. The Apple one can't do that. It charges only one way. You can only charge your phone and that's it. Oh, and this is less than half of the price of the Apple one. Seems like a no-brainer to me. I won't bore you with the specs. I did a full comparison video between those two batteries, plus a third one by Zera. I'll link to that video at the end of this one, if you're interested. Right, staying in the charging department, we have this dual charger by Banks. As the name suggests, you can charge your iPhone as well as your AirPods on this thing. Now, of course, this isn't the first of its kind, but I still wanted to feature it because I really like this one. It provides 15 watts of charge. It's very heavy, which is a good thing with these desk chargers because the last thing you want is for this thing to slide all over your desk whenever you attach or remove your phone. I love the sleek design. The MagSafe charger has a good tilt to it. And of course, you can swivel your phone to landscape mode if you want to watch some content while you work. Also, I've noticed that the charging pad will actually charge anything that is compatible, not just your AirPods. So that's a useful little extra to have. Oh, and I'm pretty sure they're running a Black Friday deal, so just check out the description. I'll add any discount if there is one. One more very cool charging product before we move on to something else, and this is a really interesting one. This one was launched via Kickstarter, and it is the successor to the AimCharge, aptly named the AimCharge 2. It is a 100 watt 6-in-1 charging station, and it can literally charge all of your stuff. It has two USB-A ports and a USB-C power delivery port. You can plug in an AC adapter, but you can also charge it using a USB power brick, as long as it's powerful enough, of course. I like this one here, which is the Yhebp, I don't know if I pronounce that correctly, the Yhebp MagCube. And this thing is ridiculous. It is super tiny, but it packs a whopping 65 watts power delivery. So that's plenty to supply the AimCharge if you use it to charge your phone, your watch, your AirPods. It's also great for tablets, and even most laptops actually. Anyway, the AimCharge has a couple of standout features, like this interchangeable block that charges your AirPods, and when you turn it over, it becomes a charger for your Apple Watch. You can also remove it from the AimCharge and use it as a separate charger. Of course, you have to plug it in. But by far, the coolest feature of this thing is the smart tracking coil. So it literally finds the charging coil on whatever device you're using to give it the perfect charge. So it doesn't matter if you have an iPhone mini or a Pro Max, or if you put it in portrait mode or in landscape mode, this thing will find your coil and charge your device. Pretty cool. Now, before we move on to some more awesome accessories, this guy who kind of looks like me wants to talk to you guys about the sponsor of today's video, AnyTrans. Dude, I don't look like you. You look like me. Anyway, a big thank you to iMobi for sponsoring today's video by showcasing their awesome new product, AnyTrans. There are 4 crispy new iPhone 13s, and 2 of these have finally got 120Hz display. What does that have to do with AnyTrans? Well, I think that this year it's not just going to be iPhone users upgrading to a newer model. I think that we might see Android users jump ship for the first time now that the iPhones have this killer display. AnyTrans, as the name suggests, will help you transfer all of your stuff from your Android device to your iPhone in just a few clicks. There are of course other apps that do this, but none of them transfer as much as AnyTrans. AnyTrans literally transfers anything. You don't have to abandon your messages, you can transfer them with attachments, you can migrate all of your stuff from WhatsApp without deleting your messages from the old device, call logs, contacts, music. It will even transfer your videos and convert them to an iOS format automatically. Of course, if you don't want to transfer everything, AnyTrans also gives you the option to pick and choose what type of data you want to transfer. And if you find that you forgot something, you can always go back and fetch it at a later stage. You can do that without a full reset. Go to imobi.com/anytrans and get your free download. Right, back to that guy. Moving on. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the cameras on these iPhones are amazing, but there are ways to make creating videos on your iPhone even better. To get those really smooth shots without any jitter, a phone gimbal is the way to go. This one by Zhiyun is great because it works really well, but at 89 bucks, it's still within that affordable price range. This is the Smooth Q3, and it's a 3-axis gimbal, and it has a couple of really cool features. First of all, it comes with this little detachable tripod stand, which is really useful, especially if you're filming solo, so you can set this down and do your thing. As you can see, it is really compact when it's folded down, so you can in fact carry this thing in your coat pocket no problem. Then when you're ready to use it, it is super easy to set up. You just loosen the thumb screw, pull it up till you hear it snap into place, and then fasten the screw. And then you can unlock the other 2 motors by rotating them clockwise. Then you just slide in your phone, long press the power on the back, and you'll see it stabilize. And now you have a tiny gimbal setup that will give you super smooth shots. We have 4 different modes, and if you use the Zhiyun app, you can even control the zoom and the record button all from this gimbal. There's a little joystick in case you want to adjust the position of the gimbal manually, and if you want to recalibrate the starting position, all you have to do is double click the trigger button on the back. If you triple click it, it will change the orientation of the phone so you can create videos either in landscape mode for platforms like this one, like YouTube, or you can film your Instagram stories or your TikToks just as easily. Very cool feature that most other phone gimbals don't have is this little light on top. You can rotate it towards yourself for some of that selfie action or towards your subject if you need a little bit of extra light in those darker places, if you catch my drift. Simply long press it to turn it on and single tap it to get to each of the 3 modes. There's a lot more to this thing, so please do let me know in the comments if you would like me to do an in-depth review of this gimbal. Happy to do so. Another really cool accessories to make your videos more interesting is this little lens by Sandmark. They sent this to me quite a while back, and I'm pretty sure they're a little pissed off that I haven't reviewed it earlier, but now that we have the iPhone 13 here, it's a great time to talk about this thing because it really is pretty awesome. Sandmark makes all kinds of lens adapters and other accessories, but I picked this anamorphic lens because that is what gives you that really cool cinematic look. You know, those super wide shots, black bars, lens flares, very cool stuff. And to be able to do that on an iPhone is pretty insane. So normally these lenses come with a phone case like this one that allows you to just screw it in like this and it will be in there very securely. But since I took way too much time to review this thing, they sent me this when I was still using my iPhone 12 mini, that's obviously not going to fit my iPhone 13 Pro. Thankfully, it comes with a little clip so you can just clip it onto your phone and screw the lens on like that. Which is cool because otherwise you would have to buy a new case every time you switch phones, which you can, by the way, if you want that extra security, but it's nice to know that you don't have to. Now, normally you would have to de-squeeze the image in your editing software, but if you use a filmmaking app like Filmic Pro, it actually has a setting especially for this type of lens, so it looks exactly the way it's supposed to, no edits needed. And for those of you who want to have that cinematic footage, but you're not big into editing, that's a really good feature to have. Again, If you want more details about this lens, I'm happy to do a full review, but I know not all of you are into filmmaking, so I'll leave that up to you guys. Now, this next accessory has absolutely nothing to do with the camera, and that is the Pitaka MagEasy case and the Pitaka MagEasy Wallet 2 Pro. Now, the case itself, I really love. I'm very much into Pitaka cases because they are razor thin. I'm not brave enough to rock my iPhone naked, but these Pitaka cases are probably the closest thing to it. You can barely tell that it's there. But that's not what makes this case interesting. What makes it interesting is the MagEasy wallet lineup. It's the same principle as the Apple MagSafe wallet in that it snaps onto the back of your iPhone, but these look like they came right out of Tony Stark's lab. The base unit holds 4 cards, but because it's all held together by magnets, it's modular, so you can add a whole bunch of different modules. And that can be as straightforward as simply adding an extra layer for more cards, but they also make these really cool ones like this tech module that holds basically every little knickknack you might need. There's a box layer for coins and keys and stuff, and then there's a money clip, which is pretty self-explanatory. Now, you obviously don't want to use them all together or you'll end up with something like this, but you can pick and choose what you need that day and head out. I like it. I think it's a cool idea. Now, one of the coolest accessories for the iPhone is without a doubt the Apple Watch. I mean, those two are made for each other and it's the perfect companion. It can do a lot of things and it can even track your health on a very basic level. But if you do have a medical condition or you're very serious about monitoring your health, you're gonna need something more like this. This is the Yhebp Doctor Pro, and it is the first actual blood pressure watch. Now, hear me out. This is not like the Apple Watch where you need a third-party accessory to measure your blood pressure. This has an actual inflatable pressure monitor built in. I'm not joking. Have a look at this. This part is an actual inflatable tube. The watch comes with this measuring tape to measure the circumference of your wrist, so you know exactly how tight the watch needs to be for it to work properly. It does all the smartwatchy things like workouts, calories, sleep tracking, but when you navigate to the blood pressure monitor and let it do its thing, you'll immediately know the difference. You can feel the pressure mounting around your wrist to a point where it feels really tight. Then suddenly you will feel a release and blood flows back into your hand and you will have a super accurate reading of your blood pressure. Not gonna lie, it feels super weird. It also monitors your blood oxygen, by the way, as well as your heart rate, of course. Now, don't expect to be listening to your favorite Spotify tracks on this watch. It's a blood pressure monitor first and foremost. So think of it like an actual health tracker with some of the benefits of a smartwatch. It comes with an app so you can log and track all of your readings so you're always up to date on your health status. If you're someone who needs to keep track of their blood pressure, this is definitely worth checking out. It doesn't replace a medical professional, but it will keep you posted, and it might just be that early warning you need to know something is up. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it one of these. It really does help the channel. Subscribe for more content. I upload twice a week, sometimes more, so plenty of fresh content coming your way. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.